Oh, it's lit. It's
Has the
lit.
thing started yet?
Yeah, I just started the stream. No, it starts in a minute and a half. I jumped the gun.
All right.
We good. Just listen to this hype fucking music. Ugh. Wait, so do they have like a song for this year's Worlds? Did they release that already?
I think it was like the login music or something.
Oh. Because I remember one year Imagine Dragons did that song. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I liked actually the one from last year was like the girl singing.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
Pretty fucking hype. Do you ever notice that Corona's logo is like has like dragons on it?
Yeah, I think I did make note of that at one point.
I never really thought about. I noticed the crown, but I didn't notice the dragons. That's pretty hype. Like this is actually a really badass logo. It's not even that cold. I was way behind schedule today. I should have. I was playing Pokemon Go for like too long, probably. AKA exercising, quote unquote.
All right, starting.
Oh shit! It's fucking lit.
Literally just gonna mute my in-game sound
Okay.
and just listen. I just have the stream turned up.
Welcome to the G2 era. EDG,
Dude, I think the West is pretty fucked. Actually, I think EU is pretty fucked. Like just the fact that SK Telecom is second seed. That's actually bad. I feel like. Who the fuck are these people? Oh, that's Rocks Tigers. Also, I think these wildcard teams are extremely fucked.
Yeah, I agree with
This
that.
has got to be like the weakest wildcard year. Because last year you had Bert. You had Bert.
World's Group Draw Show. I'm Rivington
Leesman,
and we are coming to you live
I mean,
from Riot Studios.
Gamania Bears that one year was.
Oh yeah. Dude, that's because they had Stake. Well, dude, that team was basically Flash Wolves before they had like a slot for Taiwan.
Qualified for the World Championship will be drawn from 3 pools
Yeah.
into the 4 groups.
That's right. As always, we want you at home as well to be part of the show.
Dude, I can't
So
wait to
jump
do
on
my
Twitter
bracket.
And make sure you use the hashtag.
That's gonna be
There are 7 different regions from across the globe being represented by the 16 teams that have qualified for the championship.
It's gonna be good.
So let's dive in and check out who your 2016 Worlds
Is
competitors are.
Jat taller than
Oh, yeah.
Rivington? There's no way Jat's taller than Rivington. Jat's a little bitch.
Gaming. Flash Wolves of the
Oh, no,
MLS,
Rivington's pretty
Korea's
short.
Rocks Tigers, and North
I guess I never
America's
noticed
TSM.
In Pool 2, we have AHQ Esports Club
Oh, shit.
from the
Wait.
LMS Counterlog.
I wish I had. Oh man, if we had this, I have like our like timer on the in the corner, and that could be like my power hour timer.
And SK Telecom T1 from Korea.
That's right. In Pool
Ooh.
3, we have Elvis.
Except it's already at
from
20
the
minutes, so
Commonwealth
I'm
of
just gonna, like,
Independent States, North
catch
America's
up real quick.
Cloud9, INTZ Esports
Dude, if
from Brazil,
fucking-
and Europe's final representative,
Let's see.
Splice. This year, we are going to be doing something a little different for the group draw show. Some of the teams competing have been kind enough to set up live feeds for the draw, so all of you at home can view their reactions.
You can see some
Hey,
of
that's
the
what we're doing.
intermittently
What?
checking on them throughout the show.
Are you kidding
See
me?
how
Wow,
they
dude.
feel about
They
the
copied
Stealing
our
our
idea.
idea.
Clip the best reactions.
It's gonna be
No
great.
way.
As we get
No
ready to
fucking
begin
way.
the draw, we're going to
Dude,
do a
where's
quick
us?
run-through of how these teams are
It's 'cause we don't have a
drawn into their
webcam.
respective groups.
Exactly. So there
Fuck.
are 3 pools,
Yeah.
and teams will be drawn from these pools into one of 4
What the
groups.
hell?
Groups A,
This
B,
year we're
C,
doing a little
Classic.
something
or D.
different.
Each group will contain
Oh
a
my
team from
god.
Pool 1,
All right,
2
well,
teams from
we're
Pool
host.
2, and a team from Pool 3.
Yeah.
Teams will also be color-coded.
Dude, I
by
can't believe
region
Riot's
to
stealing
make it
our
easier
ideas
for
again.
everyone
Fucking
to follow.
again, I know. First
Okay, so
ARAM
let's
and now
take a
this.
brief look at the rules of the draw now. The first rule is
First
no group
LCS
can
and now
have
this.
more than
Dude,
one team from
I
the
wonder. I
same
mean, do you think
region.
it'll be
Secondly,
good
as Jack just
to just
mentioned,
leave the raw
all
video
teams
up,
have
or should I
one
make like
team
a
from Pool
highlight reel?
1, 2 teams from Pool 2, and 1 team
Yeah, I don't know.
from Pool 3.
Because I kind of like just having the raw video
must be
up there.
placed into the
Like the
next
one from last
available
night is just,
group,
I don't
as
have, I'm
long
not
as
going to
it
edit
does not
that.
create an
But
invalid draw
Yeah,
now
I mean, it's probably
or at
fine.
any
yeah,
point in
it's
the
more like
future
Twitch,
by
I guess,
placing another
if I
seed
just
being
leave the
placed
VODs up.
in a valid position. This is one of the more complex rules, but if it happens,
Oh,
it
you know
will
what I
tell
should do?
exactly why a team gets bumped to a
I
different
should
group.
We'll
rename
keep
the
track, and if you do
title
still
of
feel a little
this
lost, a deeper look into the
stream.
rules can be found
Because I think right
on
now it's just
LOLesports.com,
Tempest
where you can find a
something.
group draw guide that outlines all the nitty-gritty details.
Yeah, it's pretty important they
Now
know
that we know the
what they're looking
rules,
at.
let's take a look at how
Let's
the draw
see.
will
Come and
actually
watch
take
Let's
place.
see.
Absolutely.
Tempest
the names of these
Wings.
16 teams have been placed into capsules. These capsules
Let's
now
see. I'm
sit
gonna
on
no, I'm gonna name
pedestals
it
on screen,
uh,
which you can see are divided by pools 1.
LOL or League
And
of
these
or I'm gonna
capsules
say
will then be drawn
League
and opened by
fuck.
four very
League
special
of
guests that we have
Legends
here to help out
group
with the show.
draw
They represent the
or
4 regions
group. All
that
right.
earned
League of
pool one
Legends
berths for
World
Worlds at this year's Mid-Season
Championship
Invitational. Our first guest was a member of the
Group
2012
Draw
World
Power
Championship
Hour.
winning team, the Taipei Assassins. Mistake.
Always
Boo.
good to see a former world champion here. Also, we have from the LCK, 80 Carey, who won the first season of Champions and has spent the past 4 years.
Is Captain
playing
Jack
NXT
wearing
Korea.
lipstick?
Captain Jack.
Yep, and representing China's LPL
Does
is someone
look that
who's
way.
considered by many as one of the greatest 80
What the
carries of all
fuck?
time. It's former Team WE member Wei
Oh
Xiao.
shit, it's Wei Zhao.
And finally,
Dude,
trying
I
to
have
North
Mistakes
America, it
Nunu
is Scar,
skin.
who attended the Season 2 World Championship on Dignitas.
Dude, I feel like one of these is not
Also,
like
that
the
looks
other.
like zombie Scar. That doesn't look like actual
Almost
Scar.
ready to get things rolling. It's now time to kick off the 2016 World
Dude,
Championship.
Scar
group
looks
draw,
so
and we'll
uncomfortable.
begin
I watch
with
his talk
Pool
show every
1,
week, and that
which
does not look
contains
like him at
4
all.
Summer Split champions.
Oh, we are so
They
close
like
to
powdered him
teams
up.
in This group from the LPL, it is
Although they fucking
Yeah.
from the
gave
LMS, it
lipstick
is
to
Flash
Captain
Wolves
Jack,
from
so I
Korea,
mean it's
it is
basically the
Vox,
same thing.
And also from North America, it is TSM.
Pool
All right,
1,
let's get this
Pool
group
1,
draw
Pool
show
1.
underway. Mistake has taken his place at the pedestal. If you will do
Oh,
the
dude, this
honors
is
and
getting
draw the
underway,
first
man.
team.
They're not wasting any time on this. I thought
Yeah.
there'd be a lot more bullshit because I'm used to that in between LCS games.
How does it all start?
All star. All right,
It's
Rocks.
going to start with the
Rocks,
Tigers,
Rocks,
so
Rocks,
they will
Rocks.
slot right into Group A. And I think it's rather
Slant
fitting,
on
probably
in.
the
Weren't they in
favorite
Group A
heading
last
to
year?
Worlds
This
the
is
first
fucking
one
rigged.
drawn out of the pool.
Absolutely. The Rocks Tigers
Now-
are
now it's gonna
the
be CLG.
LCK Summer
It's gonna be
Split
same group.
champions and Korea's #1 seed at Worlds. This
Dude,
is their
I bet you
second World
EDG
Championship
and
appearance.
and
Last time they
SKT are in the
competed
same
was
group.
As the KOO Tigers.
If
And
Dude, that would
EDG
be
and
nice.
SKT are not in the same
SKT.
group, I'm
The
taking
top
11
placement
shots.
was the LCK Spring and
Highly likely
Summer
that's
Split
happening.
MVP, and this is a team that was made up of players who at one point or another
Tigers,
had either been
Tigers.
benched by other teams or retired. But now they make up the #1 seed in the #1 region in the world.
Yeah, and I think a lot of things for the Tigers was that they weren't able to transition their regular season success to the postseason, but they finally did that. They broke the curse. They won LCK. Now they're the #1 seed from Korea.
It's been a crazy run for them. Mistake, will you please draw the next team?
Wait, why does he get to
This
keep
thing.
drawing?
Dude, I have his
Is that how this
I have
works?
his Nunu skin, man. It's probably like 4, 4, 4,
All
and
right, so
4.
this will be the Flash Wolves. They will
The
fuck
Group A,
Wolves.
Yeah, you're probably right.
next to the Rocks Tigers.
The fuck
Group A.
Wolves at it
And it's been
again.
quite a run for Flash
All right,
Wolves.
there
They
goes my
broke the
theory that
spring
Group
and
A
the
was
summer
going to be the
split.
same as
Not
last
an
year
uncommon place
because
for
they were
them,
in the same
however.
group
Flash
last year.
Wolves were the spring and summer split champions of the
Yeah.
LMS and the
I
region's
mean,
number
I
one
guess they
seed.
probably couldn't
They
have
did,
been
however, earn that pool 1 seed for
this
the
year.
LMS by getting out of the
Well, I think
group
last
stage
time
at the
AHQ was
Mid-Season
first seed.
Invitational.
Oh wait,
This
did
will
no?
be
Did
their
they even
second
give? I
appearance
don't
at
think last
Worlds,
year. I don't
but
think
the
Taiwan
third
got a
appearance
first
for
seed
Maple, NL, and Swordart
Yeah, I don't think they
as the
did.
Gaming
because now
phase
because
previously.
they
In
this is the first
2015,
year
they
they've like
advanced
MSI
first
actually
as the
affected the
first seed in
seeding,
their group,
which I think is
included
really
KOO
good.
Tigers, and then they lost to Oregon
Yeah.
in the quarterfinals.
Because EU like doesn't get a first seed because they fucked up at MSI.
And we actually have a reaction apparently.
Yeah, they
from
pretty
the
much
last
deserve
round.
that.
Oh, now we get to watch a reaction of a reaction. Wow, XD. Why do they care? Like, don't they
I know, it's like-
what? Don't they know that they're going to be in a different group than the other 3 people? Like, oh, B is my favorite letter. Yes.
Yeah, that's probably what it is, honestly.
Like literally nothing. Like the first 4 is like the most boring ones. Like I'm gonna go get another
Yeah.
beer after this. I'm probably gonna get another beer now because it's nothing's gonna happen.
EDG,
Oh,
so the
EDG,
LPL
yes,
slot
Group
into
C.
Group C.
Which means TSM's in Group D. Oh my God.
Worlds yet again.
All right, I'll
EDG
be right back.
having One of the best runs ever in their head of the
Yeah,
LPL.
16-0 in the LPL. They also have a very strong roster coming in. Clearlove, obviously the leader for these guys. This will be his 4th time attending at Worlds. Also the 3rd time the LPL has been sending EDG to Worlds right here, so they're looking very strong heading into this. Deft also considered maybe one of the best AD carries in the world.
It's going to be a crazy run for them, like we said, with Clear Love going there, obviously going to help with the.
So they even
that,
draw this
and we're
last
going to
one.
see if they can bring that record now into Worlds. We're seeing what China can do this year in the LPL region. Absolutely. Mistakenly draw that final Pool 1 seed.
Time to find out if this is really rigged. Oh, it's TSM.
As was expected, TSM,
Wow,
the final
scripted.
team in Pool 1, will now go into Group D, and that will set the final team from Pool 1. They've been drawn.
Let's see the TSM reaction.
LCS Summer Split champions and the #1
TSM was in Group D last year and they got
North
fucked
America.
up.
They have attended
So maybe that'll
every
happen again.
Worlds Championship to date and are the only professional
One
League
can
of
only
Legends
hope.
team to do so. Domestically, they just came off the back of a 17.
Yeah, dude, I know
I've
your
actually
hate for
never
TSM
watched the
is
live
strong.
draw before.
In North American history. The mid laner Bjergsen has been the North
Did you see that
American
video?
MVP for a
That
record
was,
3
I think it was
times in
from
a row
last
now.
year, where it was like the LCS draw
And it will
versus
be
the
first championship
when they
for
broadcasted it in
support rookie Biofrost.
Very high expectations.
When they
for
broadcasted it
TSM
in
coming into this
Korea.
championship, and now
it was like
we
it was
just
like
have to
really
wait for
like
rest
the
of the
Korean
teams
one
to
was
be
so
drawn
much
in.
more hype.
Speaking of which, that will complete Pool 1 as all the teams have
Dude,
been
you just
drawn
remember
in
the whole
each of
The
Like,
Kakao,
Goku,
like
Goku.
Kakao. I mean, that was from season
That's right,
4 or
Pool 2
something when
consists of
Kakao
8
did it.
teams.
It's like
Each group will
Kakao,
receive 2 from the
Kakao.
pool. These teams
People
are
were, like,
AH2
going
Esports
nuts.
of the LMS, Counterlogic
Yeah.
Gaming from the North American LCS, and G2 Esports along with H2 Gaming from the European LCS.
Yeah, also on Pool 2, our team.
That's
IMA
literally the
World
CLG
from the
EU
LPL,
logo, you
along with
fucks.
Samsung Galaxy and SK Telecom T1 from Korea's LCS.
Why is it blue?
That's right.
And the first 4 teams from Pool 2 will be drawn by Captain Jack, while the following 4 will be drawn by Wei Xiao.
All right, this is probably the most important draws.
All right, he's wiping his lips. He's definitely wearing makeup,
Wiping his.
or not makeup, lipstick.
All right.
It's
Ooh.
oh, get fucked, Europe.
Oh my God. Wait, so they're in with Rock?
Looking very strong as of recent.
Oh,
East to East
goodbye.
splits to become the
Goodbye,
undefeated champions
Europe.
of Europe and the region's #1 seed.
Oh
This
man.
is their first appearance at Worlds, as it was also their first
Yes,
season
queen.
in the ULCS. However, their performance at MSI resulted in a Pool 1 seed loss for Europe, and they will now be drawn from Pool
Oh my
2
God,
as
dude.
seed. Their jungler Trick won Europe's MVP award.
Yep,
in
I
both
think Europe
spring
is
and summer splits,
even more fucked
and
than
they
I
have Zen and
realized.
Midi making their return into Worlds, where they made it into semifinals last year.
Yeah, I mean,
with
maybe they can
Origin,
get. I mean,
before
well, we got to
losing
see who else is in their group,
And they're
but
immediately placed into a group
that's
challenge.
literally the worst. Like,
They were
that's
team
literally
that
the worst
actually
group you
took
want to
MSI
be in at
and
this
it
point.
lost the Pool 1 seed for Europe,
Like,
so
you
that
want to be in.
cost them
I think at this
against
point you
the
want to
#1
be
team
in
from
Group
perhaps the
B.
strongest region.
We'll see how it continues to
Yeah,
spread
I
out.
agree with that.
Captain Jack, please draw the next team.
Like, but that's got to be the best group to be in if you're a second seed. Oh my God,
Dude, that's
stir
just-
the pot more, Captain Jack.
That's actually hilarious.
Oh my God, he reacted
This
to
is
it. He's
SK
oh.
Oh
God.
Uh-oh.
Wait, so it's EDG
Group
SKT?
B.
Along with
Group
the
B.
front
Just oh man,
Right,
SKT is gonna
come
win this.
into
SKT
Worlds
could win
as
this group.
Korea's second
Dude,
seed.
TSM is so
Qualified
set though.
championship
I know.
points after
TSM
placing
literally could.
first
TSM
spring
might not get a
during the
Korean
summer.
team.
This will be their
Like
third
they
World
literally
Series,
lost.
first
Like
time
the
in
only
Worlds history that
bad
they
person
will
they can
see
go against now is like
the defending
RNG.
champion. We
RNG
will see
and
if
yeah,
they
Sam,
can
they could
take
be
the
they could be
stage.
fine against
Every time they've
Samsung.
attended Worlds,
Honestly,
they
I
have
think
won.
Samsung. I don't think
They're the only
Samsung is
team
that.
to
I
hold
think
more than one championship
Samsung
title.
beating
Faker
KT like
and
fucked
Bendy are
Korea
the only two
for their
players
third
that still
seed.
remain from the World's 2013 and 15 winning
But I
rosters.
mean, they always
And
rig
they're still
for
an incredibly
NA
scary
first
team,
seed,
even
right?
though they didn't do
Like the
that well
past
in
2
the
years,
playoffs over
the
in
first
LCK,
seed from NA
they
has
still
had
has
like
a
the
team that could
easiest
step
group
and show
ever.
up on the international stage.
Sure, we'll see
Like
who will react
CLG
to
had
that group
had
as
like
we
the
move
dream
on.
group, but
Captain
they couldn't
Jack,
even fucking
please
get out.
continue to draw.
All right, it's gonna be CL, dude. It's gonna be CLG. CLG's in this group. I'm taking a shot if it's not CLG. Nope, it's not CLG.
This will be
HQ.
AHQ. So
Oh my
the
God,
final
what are these
team
groups,
from the
dude?
LMS that we have to draw. No problems here, so they will slot right under EDG.
All right, so what I'm hearing is that Taiwan is
No
fucked.
problem putting them in there. AHU
Taiwan
qualified
is
for Worlds as the
is
second
pretty
seed
fucked.
of the LMS after winning their
Yeah.
regional qualifier
Actually,
with 3-0
I guess we
I
gotta
mean, the
see.
only person who's
Hong Kong Esports
the only
and
people who are not
N17.
fucked
This
is
is their third appearance in a
TSM.
row at Worlds. The only team
Yeah,
returning
like
their
literally
entire
TSM
starting
TSM
roster from
no
2015
TSM's gonna get. I bet you
2016
TSM gets.
In 2015,
They
advanced
get.
from
They're
the
gonna get an
over
EU team.
Cloud9
They're gonna get an
and
EU
eventually
team
lost
second
to the
seed,
champions
and then
of
Yeah,
SK.
but
and then
the other
RNG
ones
and then
suck.
EDG
they're also
or
going
RNG is
for
gonna be in
EDG
group.
remains
I bet you
considered an
RNG is in
extremely
Group
strong
A
team.
and
We actually get
TSM
to
gets
see
either
HQ's
Splice
reaction
or
to being drawn in
H2K.
that group.
Oh no, it has to be H2K. Right, H2K. They're pissed.
Oh my god, that reaction.
It happens.
They're
That
fucking.
is the nature of it. Yeah, very tough group. We'll have to see who the other two teams are in that one.
Okay, Captain Jack, please continue
All
the
right.
draw.
Oh my god.
It's gonna be H2K. Or some other motherfucker I'm forgetting. Oh, is no Samsung. Is Samsung still in there? Is it gonna be H2K or Samsung?
It can't be
CLG. Oh no, it can't be CLG.
All right, so because TSM is currently in Group D, that means CLG will be
Goodbye. Wait, no, that group's actually not that bad
That is
now.
right. Counter Logic Gaming claimed North.
Wait,
America's
what?
second seed
That's not
by
a
What do you
terrible
mean?
group actually.
They finished first. in
Wait,
the
it's like
spring,
Rox.
fourth
Isn't
in
it
the
Rox
summer.
and
To give them
G2
the
and
world.
CLG.
This will be their
So
fourth
CLG.
World
No, I
Championship
mean I'm
appearance.
saying
The
like
last
it's
time
better
they
for
competed on the
G2 now.
international stage was
Oh
at
yeah, well
the
it's better for G2, I guess.
Like what if
but yeah,
G2? What if G? What if they had fucking
This
RNG in
will
that
be the
group?
same roster that played at
Yeah, it could be a
MSI
lot
will
worse.
attending Worlds, so they have that chance.
I think
Absolutely.
CLG
They
is
played
pretty
against
fucked
G2
again,
when they were
but
at MSI as well. They did very well there. They're
we'll
hoping
see.
to be
Maybe
able to get
G2 will
back
shit
to
the
that
bed
level
again.
when they finish second at MSI, and they've been placed in a rather difficult group, but you got to take what the draw gives you.
Absolutely. So now we've
Rather.
reached the halfway point in the draw, and there are 4 teams left in Pool 2. We'd like to thank Captain Jack for all his help
Yeah,
in the
get
first
outta
4
here,
draws.
Captain Jack.
And now we have welcomed Wei Zhao to the stage
Wei
for
Zhao.
the next 4 of Pool 2. Wei Zhao, will you
Holy
please
shit,
draw the next
mummified Skara. Of course they make Skara pick the shit teams. Samsung or H2K. Oh! Yeah! Get fucked, TSM!
Yet to be seen, 2 more teams.
Wait,
Yeah,
I
good
may?
night.
All right, so
Wait, that said
will be
RNG.
fitting in under
Oh, it's
Team
a bug.
Solo Mid. RNG are LPL
Dude, I may or
second seed
little-
qualifying
I may
and
is straight
championship wins
trash.
After finishing first in the spring and second in the summer split.
Dude, Riot's
This
trying
is
to
their
rig it.
first
They're trying to give them
appearance at
IME when they
Worlds.
pulled
This is
RNG.
his 3rd time at a World Championship. He's the only player to play in back-to-back World Finals, and he'll be doing it with 4 new teammates yet again. However, this time he also has
Is
two
Uzi even
former
good?
World champions on the roster, and Luke and Mon.
Yeah, the individual
Debatable.
talent on this
I
team
mean,
is
Mata's still
absolutely
good, right?
The question is, can they bring the cohesion to the stage?
Yeah.
And we're going to be
Yeah.
testing
Alright.
that group so far against TSM with RNG.
Well,
We'll see who
it's
else
officially
gets
not
tested as
rigged.
we move on. Wei
That's
Zhao,
not what I was
please
not
draw the
expecting
next
that. I gotta take some shots. Oh, boy. All right, so now does it go to Group B? This is Group B.
So because there is already an LPL
Yeah.
team in Group C and D, that means an LPL team must be in B, meaning H2K is
Oh!
and HQ.
Wait, what?
We see their placement in C. H2K comes into
Wait,
why
Worlds
didn't they go to
as
B?
Europe's second seed based on championship
What?
points after placing 4th in the spring and 3rd in the
Wait.
summer of the ULCS. This will be their 2nd year attending Worlds, which means that every year since H2K was promoted to the LCS,
Wait, why didn't H2K go
they
to
have
B?
represented Europe at Worlds. It will also
I have
be
no
the
idea.
first appearance of the much
What the hell?
AD carry forgiven.
I mean, yeah, Europe's pretty fucked now.
To help with this very
Actually, either of
low
those groups
Yeah,
suck.
it's definitely going to be an uphill battle for H2K. Last year, Ryu was drawn into a group with EDG and SKT. We actually have Ryu's reaction to the group he just got drawn into.
What the fuck?
Man, you got to take what is given
What
to you.
the fuck?
EDG and SKT,
What is this
yet
reaction?
Another Worlds run for him.
Did you see
Now
that?
he's for the next team.
Dude, actually, I think I'd rather be in that group than B. Actually, I don't know.
All right, so we have Samsung pulled here because SKT already is in Group B. This means Samsung will go into Group D and join TSM.
What did I say? What did I say? All right, TSM's got
I'm
it
so
made.
confused though. Why?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure H2K should be in Group B. Dude, it's because they're stacking
Oh,
it. They're
no, it's 'cause when it-
Samsung White won a world championship back in 2000.
He's crying,
he's
crying.
And now the organization is making another run.
Is it
with
because they're
the
stacking Group
roster.
D for
This
TSM?
is the 4th
Or does it
team
go
that Samsung
backwards?
has sent to Worlds.
It must have been because
And their
C and
juggler
D
Vision
already
has been there
had
for almost
someone
6
of some
years
region,
now.
so the one
This
region
is
had to go to
first
B.
attendance at a world championship.
Pretty tremendous
Oh.
story going from a mid laner to a jungler, now making it to Worlds.
Yeah,
You
but
can
why
see the
couldn't
emotion
it-
on
he-
their faces when they qualified, so it's going to be really cool to see them attend.
Okay, whatever.
and compete for
I'm
the
not gonna
Because
question
they
it.
had EDG and
One more to
RNG
offer. Wei
in
Zhao,
C and
will you do
D,
the honors, please?
so IME had to be in B.
Wait, they haven't pulled IME yet, have they? That's IME right there.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying
Oh,
that's why.
I got you. I got
The
you.
final
Yeah.
team from Pool 2 has been drawn. IME
Makes
from the
a
LPL will
sense.
go into the group. B with Flash Wolves.
Okay, goodbye.
All right,
Good
now
night.
for the
Good night,
now for the
Iron Man.
God teams,
Regional qualifier to become the LPL's
aka
third seed
C9.
at Worlds. This will be
Where
their
will
first
C9
appearance
go?
at a World Championship.
It's Splice,
They
right? They
won
haven't done
the
Splice.
region's
Oh,
equivalent
yeah, that's true.
challenger in the LSPL in spring, and then managed
Wait,
to
so
make it to
why does-
Worlds, much like Origin
Why
did
is
last
it
year.
like?
In the LSPL, they were known as Edward Esports.
Why does China
They were a B team
and
to
Korea
EDG.
get like
Therefore, many players
not
here are former
B
subs for
spots?
EDG, including
I don't know.
Amazing J,
Or,
who
like,
played at Worlds
fourth
last
pool
year
spots or
for
whatever?
Epic Gaming.
I don't know.
Yeah, very
They're
exciting
fucking
stuff for
good,
them,
I
and
guess.
We have now drawn all of the teams in Pool 2, and
All
they
right,
have been
I'm gonna
placed
turn
into
up
their respective
Sneak.
groups. So now let's take a quick look at the final 4
Don't wanna
teams which
hear
come from Pool 3.
E
That's right.
reaction.
These teams are Elvis, Nox, Luna from the Commonwealth of Independent
Dude,
States.
these groups look
Cloud9
hard
from the North
for
American LCS, INTZ
C9.
Esports from Brazil, and finally from the
Like, if you're
European
C9, you
LCS,
probably want to
it
be
is
in
Splice.
group. Well, I guess you have to be in
Heading to
B
the
or
stage
C.
on the podium now
Oh,
will
yeah,
be
C9's
Skara
dude,
to
C9's
draw the final
fucked.
pool of teams. Skara, if you will, begin the draw.
Skara, Skara. More like Raw.
So Skara has drawn Cloud9. There is
Oh my
already a
God,
North
wait.
American team in Group A. So that means Cloud9 will join Group B with Flash
Okay,
Wolves,
that's
SKT,
probably better.
So they're in with-
That's fine.
They're in.
Correct. This year,
Wait,
the
oh, it's
second
just
year in a row
SKT
that
and Flash Wolves.
Cloud9 made it to
That's not that
Worlds
bad.
through
That's
the
better than the other
regional
one, yeah.
qualifier.
And I
They've
think
represented
IMA's
North
bad.
America at Worlds 4 years in a row now, but this will be Cloud9's first trip without High. However, Sneaky has been there all 4 times, which makes him tied for the most world appearances with EDG's Clear Love and TSM's Double Lift out of the players here at Worlds.
TSM's
It will
double
also be
lift.
the first world championship top laner Impact has attended since he won back in 2013.
Wait, are they in the same group as
Impact
SKT?
is going to be taking a lot of momentum.
C9?
in this World
Yeah.
Championship. He also gets to be against his
Ooh.
former
That's like the only hard team.
Impact, dude. No, I'm
Pretty
saying that because
awesome stuff.
Impact.
Skara, please continue the draw.
Oh, yeah, true.
Their rivalry. Bum bum bum.
Nox, Luna.
Whoever the fuck that
Absolutely.
is.
They will be joining Group A with the Rocks Tigers.
All right,
G2
goodbye.
Counter, Logic Gaming,
Good night.
complete that group.
Albus Nox is a team representing the Commonwealth of Independent States who qualified for
Yeah.
Worlds through the International Wildcard Qualifier.
Mother
This
Russia.
is their first appearance at Worlds and the
Albus
second
Nox
appearance for the
Luna.
regional
Why is this
brawl.
champion
Up
even,
until
or
recently,
why
they were
are
known
these
as Hard
people even
Random
in this?
and now have made the playoffs of an international wildcard event on
Dude, I don't
4
know. Where's
separate
Dumbledore?
occasions. Their mid laner Kira single-handedly carried the CIS
It looks like
to the
their
All-Star
logo
event
is like fucking
2015 by
Rengar
winning the
or some
1v1
shit.
tournament
Dude,
at the
whoever gets. Wait, so
2015
this team is in Group A?
Always an
Yeah.
uphill battle for the teams that
Oh my
qualify
God,
via the
dude.
international wild
That
card,
just-
but Kira
that just made
definitely
that
seems
group
ready
so
to
much
take on the
easier.
international competition.
Yeah, I think
Skara,
G2 gets
please draw
out.
the next team.
Well, that
Yeah.
basically a Western team is going to get out of that group.
Yeah.
All right,
It's-
INTZ from
Why would they not just do
Brazil, now
INTZ rather than
EDG,
it?
It's
HQ, and now INTZ.
Dude, and TSM
INTZ
gets
from Brazil
spliced.
No,
qualified
Group
for
A-
World
Group A is the
Championship
easiest
via the
group,
International
I think.
Wildcard Qualifier,
Well,
but
that's
in front
literally
of their
just because
home
they
crowd.
have one
This
like
is the first
team
appearance
that
at
will
One
never
A1
win a
Asian
game.
team.
and the third appearance for
Like
Brazil.
Rocks Tigers win,
They're
and
they're no
then
strangers to international wildcard events. They
a
made
Western
playoffs
team
at
gets second seed.
IWC on 3 separate occasions. Whenever their jungler Revolta has been on that stage,
Revolta,
the INTZ lineup
Revolta,
has made these
Revolta.
IWC events.
Wasn't Revolta
Now
at Worlds
they get that
last
chance
year?
to compete on the stage.
The name
Exactly.
sounds
I don't
It's been
know.
a very long time
I don't-
coming
I
for
feel like-
INTZ being a
I don't
top
think
team in
so.
Brazil, but never quite making it to the world stage.
I thought he was
We
on
actually have a reaction
BRTT's team,
from
whatever the
last
fuck
call.
pain.
Yeah!
And I can see that if you look at the possible
Why would you be
teams
self?
that are
I guess
actually
to
getting
be
there
fair, that
to
is the
an
easiest
HK,
group, even
not
for them.
bad, so they're very happy
It's
to
funny
be
because
on
them
INTZ.
being
I
in
was
that
really
group
excited to
makes
see
it
what
the easiest
reaction we
group,
get down at
but
the end of the
also
table
it's still the
because it
easiest
means
group.
a lot for these teams. Skara, will you do the honors of drawing?
Dude, I like how
All
they
right, so
still
who is
make.
who is this?
the
This is
last one.
Splice.
Yeah.
Holy fuck! Yeah, give
Splice will be
TSM
the
like.
final team to draw
All right,
from
all
here.
right.
Joining
Unpopular
TSM,
opinion:
RNG,
TSM
Samsung
don't get out of groups.
in that
I'm
group
calling it
D.
right now.
That's a tough one.
It wasn't a question.
You don't think so?
They did make it. They were in there. Splice won the
don't
European
know, man.
regional qualifier.
I don't want them
take
to.
Europe's
I'm probably
third
gonna
seed
put
to
them as
Worlds.
third on
This
my
is their
bracket because
first
fuck
appearance
TSM.
at Worlds,
Dude,
which
I
has
think
made
that
all the more
I
impressive
think
when you consider that
RNG
back
will
in
win.
spring they had to play in the
Let me do my
promotion
predictions real
tournament
quick.
to avoid
Now that I
relegation.
see it, are
Since
they gonna do
then,
some more
Alright.
They
bullshit?
did a complete 180 to make it all the way to the European LCS Summer Finals, where they came
Wait,
up
one sec.
short
Give me
to
15
G2
seconds.
Esports. Incredibly impressive turnaround considering the only change to the roster was bringing on rookie support Mickey X.
And it's been a constant uphill
Mickey
battle for
X.
Splice, and they've been constantly improving. And Worlds is just the next step. So they're placed into Group D.
Splice,
Obviously,
Splice,
Spolster team,
Splice,
they know they have a
Splice.
challenge ahead of
They're
them.
out.
But talking to
They're
them,
done zone.
All right.
I can't wait to
Wait, hit me with the
what we have to say
predictions.
about these. Now
I need
that
to- I need
the
to see the
16
grid.
teams
I need to
have
see
been
the
drawn,
grid.
Let's take a look at the groups themselves.
It's called the
In
grid.
Group A, we have Korea's Rock
Okay,
Tigers
Rock.
from
That's
Pool
literally
1.
the order
Europe's
for me, from
G2
left to right.
Esports and North America's
Yeah, I think that's
Counterpunch
about right.
Gaming from Pool 2 and Elvis Nox Luna.
Get out of
from
here,
Pool 3.
CLG.
Yeah, very interesting group so far. In Group B,
Okay.
we have the
I
Flash
think-
from Pool 1, Korea's
this one's hard.
I
I want to say Cloud9 gets out of this group, but I don't know how good
That's
Flash
right,
Wolves
and in
are.
Group C,
And I don't know
Yeah.
how good Seal in
LPL's
SKT.
EDG from Pool 1,
All right, this one is
AH2
probably
Esports
EDG,
12,
AHQ.
and H2 Gaming from Pool 2.
Yeah,
and
I agree with that.
INTZ
H2K is not
H2K
good
looking
enough.
like a hot mess.
And
And then this one's probably TSM RNG. I don't.
Yeah.
RNG will probably win, and then TSM will come in second, and then I don't give a shit about the other two.
That's right. You can catch all these teams in action.
Oh man,
when the
Group
stages
B
kick
is
off in
interesting
San
though. I like
Francisco
Group
on
B.
the 29th of September.
Yeah,
with
B is the
the
hardest.
match
Group will be
happening at 4
B
p.m.
will be the
Pacific
spicy
time.
one
Tickets
for
are
sure.
also
Dude,
still available for the
B has
dates.
4
You
good
can find
teams.
them at
That's like the
longsports.com
quote unquote death
That's
group,
right. We'd
except
like
it's
to
not
say a
really
big
the
thank
death
you to
group.
Mistake, Captain
Because
Jack
dude, I don't
Waystar,
think
and
IMA is
Star
that good.
for coming in and helping us today. And before we jump
We
into a
watched them
discussion with
play?
our
I don't know if I
analysts,
have.
Let's take another look at
Yeah.
your 2016 World Championship groups. And remember,
They kind
if you
of,
want to tweet
well,
about the
actually,
Group Draw Show,
they might be pretty
use the
good.
hashtag Worlds.
Absolutely, and I just love seeing all 16.
I feel like, because, and I think SK, you know how like last year LDG just like shat the bed. I feel like SK Telecom could potentially shit the bed.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like I'm thinking it's Flash Wolves Cloud9 maybe, but
Yeah, exactly. Seeing what
that
happens
really
every
depends
year,
on
the
SK
fact that it's also
Telecom.
different from last year. Some people are like, I wonder
Because
if
like
Yeah.
we never saw SK Telecom in the
go back and
gauntlet
rewrite
because
history.
they
We
autoed,
got
but
a
they
lot of fresh
lost
things
to.
coming in, and
They
it's
looked
gonna be
like shit
amazing.
against
So after
KT
that exciting draw,
Rolster
it's
in the
only now
playoffs.
time to hand it over to Dash and our analysts.
Yeah,
See their
I mean,
take
my
on the
feeling
World
is, like,
Championship groups.
I don't know. SKT, I think SKT will get out, but I think that they're a lot weaker this year than they were last year.
Yeah, and like C9, if C9 stays hot or gets better. All right, I need another beer. If we're gonna get through this Deficio desk.
Pretty good, pretty excited about the groups as well. It's going to be super cool.
Initial reactions on
kill
any of
me.
that? Are we freaking out about where our regions were placed? Are we feeling good?
As soon as
G2 was drawn, Deficio, oh no!
goodbye,
They got Rock
As
Tigers.
it developed, though, you're feeling more comfortable, right?
I think getting CLG and then also Albus as the last two picks are definitely teams G2 should be able to beat.
But one thing I do want to point out, that's only like some of you European teams, my friend. The other one's got a couple of rough areas.
Maybe. We got to sacrifice some.
We'll have plenty of time to get into the groups individually in a second, but we also have Freak and Jat standing by to answer all of your questions and discuss your comments on Twitter.
Thank you very much, Dash. I am David Freak-Turley with Jat, who's been here the whole show. Wonderful, thank you for being here.
I can't wait to do analysis on their analysis.
We get to be Twitter analysts.
That's
It's
the
going to be
setup right
great.
there.
Yes,
What did
because
they
we're
just
gonna be taking
do?
your questions
I was
from
gone
Twitter.
for like a
If you have
minute and they're
questions
already
for us,
done.
You have thoughts you want to be heard by
Yeah, I don't
the
know what they're
entire world,
doing.
then tweet us at Level Esports. Use the hashtag Worlds. We're going to get these tweets up on this banner right here.
Yeah, and while you're sending in your tweets, we're going to take one more look.
I mean,
at
I think
Group A.
they are gonna
Group A,
have
we
some people.
literally just drew it, and we want to show it again. So Group A had Rocks.
All right, let's look at it again. Okay.
G2 and COG from Pool 2, and then Albus
Rocks
from
murder
Pool
everybody.
And so let's take a look at what
G2
you guys had to
murders
say
everybody,
about this
doesn't
group. Our
relax.
first tweet at the top from @Sterling Sam C saying, "Oh, Esports."
COG into
hashtag
the
Worlds."
group
I'm
of
gonna
death?
say
Are
it's
you
reasonable
fucking
to.
I think
kidding
it's reasonable. I
me?
feel like getting in a group with the Rock
What?
Tigers is obviously
What are
one
these
of the
people
worst.
talking about?
Looking at the Pool 2 team that was drawn in the Pool 3 team, I don't think you can be that upset for COG.
Yeah, they're tilting me right
Top
now.
team in Europe definitely could be rough. Of course, the next one up here from Tyler Ross.
What
Into the group of
That's
death.
literally the easiest
Same
group.
thought. It's all a bunch of NA
I mean,
fans.
I definitely feel like somewhere every group can be considered a group of death depending
No,
on your
fuck you,
relative
Jet.
power ranking of the teams. I'm going
Fair.
to say there is a different
I
group
mean,
of
it's
death
definitely
in
Group
this one.
B.
I'll get to it.
It's definitely
Sorry,
not
spoiler
Group
alert.
A.
Finally here from Fairy Alice
Group
saying
A has one Asian team and
the
one
deathmatch group.
wild
Yes,
card
there
team.
will be death
That's
from
always
death
got to be
groups.
the easiest
All
group.
2 teams are going to get eliminated from each group.
Yeah. All right. Well, I was going to do it here for the Twitter analysts here. Thank you very much for chiming in. Of course, keep doing so throughout the show. But now let's have a real analyst talk about this.
That's right, real analyst. At least
Oh, here we go. Here we fucking go. This is the real drink game right now.
a group of death is usually where all the teams have the possibility of dying, right? It's not, oh, one team is probably going to die.
I
That's
can't
not
believe CLG
death.
fans are so scared of Albus Nox Luna. I mean, if you're going to win a game,
I know,
do it.
that's the one.
You've gotta
you
beat
got to
two
get out.
teams
Yeah,
to
you
get
got to
out.
get out of the group. One thing is be part of the group stage. And then
Elvis
beating
Nox
Albus
Luna
Nox.
is
Losing
fucked.
D2 on Rocks
They are
Tigers.
Right,
fucked.
So let's break this down though, because
Dude, this is
Rocks
slightly
Tigers, a lot would
triggering
consider
me.
them to be the front runner or the favorite
Dude,
of this
the
tournament.
NA
GG might
the
be the
NA
team
the
that people
NA
look to
fan
to say,
Twitter
hey,
analysis.
they could make a
Fucking love that shit.
Well, never mind. I take it all back since Spawn doesn't agree. No, but we have Rocks Tigers.
Oh, that's
kinda clearly
Spawn.
out to
I thought that was
the front,
Rusty.
And then there's that competition for the second seed out of the group. Of course,
These fucking
Albus Nox
Australian
are gonna have
casters,
to
I
walk
can
our
can
team.
never
He's
tell
gonna
them.
have their work cut out for him.
I always forget
But
who's
G2
who.
CLG, how do we feel about this matchup specifically?
I think it's only fair that G2 got Rocks, by the way, because MSI
It's
was
the
the
punishment.
opportunity to get the first seed, so they get it back here. I think that looking at G2, they'll be happy with this group, actually. They'll be confident against CLG. They should definitely be confident against the wildcard team. And, you know, where they are strong on the map, the fact that they have such a strong bottom lane, they have such a great jungler, I think actually puts them in a good favor for this group.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, if we're looking at MSI, obviously,
I don't know,
G2
though, because
CLG much stronger there, but things have definitely changed a lot.
I feel like
The
if you want to
simple
punish
addition of
CLG, you
Sven and
punish
Mithy-
fucking
Small addition.
Darshan.
Like,
But
Sven
like
and Mithy
Expect is
completely
not
changes the look
super
of this.
dominant
You know,
either.
plus CLG have been
So that's like a
working
weird
Yeah.
match.
MSI
That's like
to
a
bring
weird
back
matchup to
that
me.
level. Yes, I
But,
do
but weren't they
have
like
faith in
saying that
Camp,
Trick would
I think
like
it's
pretty
gonna,
much
you know,
camp
do
him
wonders for them.
pretty
However,
hard?
G2 right
I mean, because he
now,
pretty much,
with the addition
I
of
mean,
Sven and
Trick
Yeah.
Mithy, bottom lane
just
is
like
secondary.
Yeah, I think a lot
leaves
of people would agree
mid
that
lane.
CLG of the
Yeah.
second seed teams
Like, goes
would be
top
I mean,
pretty
Perks.
much.
I mean, Perks
of all
could
the
like
teams. So if you
doo-doo
are
on
G2,
Hooney.
you know, the
I mean,
guys that
who
saw
he?
Rocks Tigers
Sorry.
first started tweeting, had a vacation and everything. But
Same
they
person,
now see CLG
pretty
now.
much.
So I think
Yeah,
they
dude.
have to have
Who
a
he is
good
at
matchup
Worlds
with
and
star
Hooney
players
is
like
not at.
Trick,
Dude,
Sven,
Hooney
Mithy,
and
who
Reign
should
over
be
leaving
able to do a
Fnatic.
lot
Now like
against
neither
CLG.
half
Talk
of
about
that
CLG
team
being
made
one
it
of
to
the weaker
Worlds.
Pool 2
Feels
teams.
pretty
We
fucking
actually have a
good.
reaction from Rocks in response to CLG being
Feels good,
drawn,
man.
as well as Albus Nox into their group. So take a look.
Ugh. Look at Peanut. Look
There it
at
is
what is
right
this
there.
guy wearing?
I think realizing, as you mentioned, the fact that they're drawn one of the weaker
Yeah, what the hell?
teams. So in terms of
Dude,
being
I want where are
challenged to
my
get out of groups, it's
where are
probably
my
very
sweatshorts
unlikely
and
for
rubber
Rocks
ducky
Also, can I
t-shirt?
just say I love any videos of Rocks Tigers. They are always
It's
like
That's
slapping
what
his
Peanut
knees.
now are the team too.
Speaking of Peanut, junglers in this group, is this, I mean, or rather, is there a position in this group that you feel is loaded?
I mean,
to provide
junglers
a lot
is
of
pretty
size? We've
loaded
got
in this
Trick,
group.
we've got Peanut,
Yeah,
and
dude,
Smithy,
Albus
who
Nox,
has,
Luna.
you know, consistently been underrated.
Do you know
as
any
a
players on
jungler
that
in
team?
NA and has stepped up to perform in scenarios like MSI. Is this a jungle type pool, or what's kind
Yeah, I
of the favorite
mean,
role here?
I think
For the jungle, I'm
Smithy.
definitely looking at the
Smithy's
single
like at
matchup
least
of Peanut and
decent.
Trick. I think that's going to be super exciting. One of the
And
things
Trick's
about why
fucking
people
good
keep saying
and
Smithy
Peanut's
is
fucking good.
underrated is his ability to handle aggressive junglers. So he might actually.
Well, I mean, you got to look at it this way, right?
be
Like
able to handle
mid lane
Peanut,
is
and
not
we'll see
stacked.
How that develops.
AD is
It's a team
Not
not
effort.
really
definitely
stacked.
definitely
Support is
team
not
effort.
really stacked.
I'm
Well,
not necessarily
I don't
looking
know.
at like where's the
What do you
strongest.
think
I'm
about
actually
Sven
looking
and
at the
Mithy?
question marks, and I think like
you think they're
a
pretty
bunch of the
good?
mid laners in this group
I mean, I think they're
specifically
okay,
have a lot of
but I
question
feel like
marks coming
people
into
like
this tournament.
overhype the fuck
For
out of
Rose
them
Guy,
because like
where
the
it's hard
duo
to
of
call
them
him a
is
star player
good.
on Rocks
Whereas
Tigers.
like
He's shown in the
individually,
past
I'm
that he
like,
can struggle.
they're both
Obviously,
just
Hoodie
kind
is
of
the same
whatever.
for CLG, and Perks is a guy who people really want to see evolve and become a star player, but he's right now
Perks is a retard.
mainly I feel due to attitude, not
mean,
able
a
to perform
dumb
at the
person.
absolute highest level. So I actually have a lot of question marks, but I think Perks has
Yeah, I
to
gotta
be able
keep
to
it
be
PC.
the best mid laner in this group here to really show something at Worlds.
I think that if there is a strong role, it's not jungle, it's support in this group. When I have a look through the team
What?
support,
Oh,
even
I-
Albus Nox support looks like he's a
I don't know
star
about
player.
that
So
one.
When you go down the line, I think
I feel like Gorilla used to be better.
Diverse and different
Maybe
in this
Gorilla's
group,
still
and
good,
How
I don't
bottom
know.
lane fleshes out on the current meta is so incredibly important. So I'm looking
let's
towards,
stick with the
likes of
jungle being
Afro moves
stacked.
to
I
be
like
able to
that.
get their
I like
team
that
through if
lineup.
they're able to pull it off on Mithy.
Final comment.
Also, I mean, Deficio talking about.
Also,
mid
I
laners,
feel
he didn't
like,
even mention Kira, right?
oh,
He's
wait a
the
minute,
mid
wait a
laner.
minute.
He went
You
to
know what I just
All-Stars,
realized?
you know, that is
Yeah,
one question mark.
fucking
That's- yeah, I mean,
Darshan has
that's
to play against
one
Smeb
hope for
again.
Albus Nox, right? If they are looking to try and gain
Dude, he's so done.
but your
Good
point on
night.
Perks, I think, is
Dude,
definitely
2 years in a
true,
row of laning against
as
Smeb
far as, you know,
at
coming back from
Worlds.
MSI.
All right, well, with these preliminary thoughts in
Good
mind, I'm gonna put
night.
you guys on the spot. I know you've only had about 10 minutes to digest these groups.
Yeah,
but out of
why
Group
was
A,
I
what are the two
thinking about
teams
the
that are moving on to
expect
the
Darshan matchup when I should have been thinking about the
I'm gonna go for
Smeb
Rox
versus
first,
anybody
definitely.
else in this fucking
And
group
I hate
matchup.
the Green official off the
Like
bat
literally
already,
Yeah.
but
Smeb. I
G2,
mean,
I'm gonna
I
have
don't
to
even
give
know
it
who
to
the
Smeb
top
could like
laner of
AFK and win
Condition
this
of Spin
group.
Nithya again is is obviously the biggest issue here.
I mean, I don't know who the top winner of Albus and Max Luna is. It's probably
Yeah,
pretty
so
good, but
no disagreement at all. I think it's pretty clear cut, this one.
against
so it
Expect
seems
and Darshan,
pretty,
he's
seems pretty,
just
put
fucking
together
tear
here,
them
but
up.
that's going to do
To
it for us
me,
in the
that's
NLC
the
Group
biggest
A. Now it's time to throw
mismatch,
it back
right?
to Jet and
Like
Frank
if
to find out
jungle
what
is
you had to say
stacked,
about
top
Group
is like
B.
the least
Yeah,
stacked
it's gonna be
because it's
fun.
like
I'm excited for brand
Smeb
support,
and then
personally.
3
Albus
shitters. Like
Nox.
that's
I'm
the way I look
disappointed
at
in
it.
Kobe for not voting for COG. He's hanging around with Deficio too much. This happened at MSI too. Deficio's
Yeah.
like G2 is amazing, G2 is amazing, and they finished 5th.
Yeah.
I
I think G2's better now.
Dude,
Yeah, I think they
G2,
are as well. I think they have
G2
proper
could
potential.
I
like
think these guys are
fucking.
correct. Let's go on to Group B, of course. Let's recap the teams that are in the group, of course.
I feel like
so you guys
G2
will know
doesn't
what's
have
going
to
on.
try and
Number
make
one
it
pool,
be- at
Team
least come out
Flash will come
second.
from the LMS, SK Telecom T1 from Korea.
Yeah, that's probably about
Team
right.
IMA from the
Although
Chinese
I mean
LPL, and
CLG,
Cloud9
we'll
from North
see.
America.
We'll see. I think
It's
CLG
gonna
has
be
a
interesting.
Yeah,
shot.
this is a really interesting group.
'Cause
Just the
G2
general
at
strength
MSI
kind of
didn't have
across
Zen
the
and
board. It's
Mithy.
going to be really hard to predict this. Let's check out the tweets though. At Tina, I'm not going to read that. Impact versus SKT. #Worlds. That's super exciting.
Yes.
That's the first thing that I saw when I realized that group was drawn. Impact really wants to play against SKT. He's coming here, and that's just awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole bunch of fun. Let's go to the next one here.
Wait,
We
what does
got,
this last
Robert
tweet even mean?
Gundren saying Group C and D.
They would either get that one group or the other.
Get drawn into Group B. And
Dude,
Yeah.
I think
easily
China
strongest
actually
Pool
has a
2
really good shot
Pool
this
2
year.
team, defending world champs
Not at
Telecom
winning, but
T1.
like out of the teams
Unfortunately,
that
now you
could
definitely
get out
have
of
to play
groups,
against
I
that
think
Literally
I could
no one
see.
wanted to be drawn into SKT.
I could see
so
two. I could
rip.
see maybe all
Rips,
three.
unlucky, and
Probably not
finally
all
we have
three.
Jacob.
But like
Who else is in
RNG
their
and
group?
EDG are
saying-
getting out of
so
groups
C9
probably.
either SKT or EDG feels bad.
Of course,
man.
that's what we said
Yeah,
last
and
year,
Yeah, they got the
XD.
SKT side of it, but I think. the
Wait, who is in Group
for
C?
number 2 makes it powerful.
EDG,
Yeah, I think this group is
HQ.
fascinating as far
No
as
wait.
Flash Wolves,
Yeah,
Cloud9,
EDG,
and even IMA going up against it.
Yeah.
It's surprising. A lot of
H2K.
people don't really know that much about them, so this is one of the more
And
interesting
the
groups to watch, for
fucking
sure.
Gonna be a tight one,
ints,
absolutely. So you
the
heard what
wild
we-
card people.
You've heard what we had to say. So over to our analysts.
Thank you one more time. Before we jump into the actual analysis of this
I
group,
think.
I want to hit a few reaction shots of the Flash Wolves as they saw the rest of their group filled
The
in
Booga
since
Wolves.
they held the #1 seed. Let's take a look. Or maybe not.
Maybe we're the Flash Wolves.
All right.
Hey!
Until that happens. Flash Wolves, the thing that I want to talk about here is exactly what Jat was talking about, the closeness of this group behind
Dude,
it.
that's what we need to rename our. I think all of the Dogs
All
need
right,
to
Flash
buy
Wolves is
the
coming now.
Flash
So here
Wolves
we go.
icon,
Reaction shots from Flash Wolves and the
and then we can all spam it together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be sick, actually. I
Because
definitely
it's
want to
like
do that.
Austin. It's like Austin's our leader, and then we all run in like a V formation. Oh, shit.
all smiles and claps as they see. I think
Wait, so
that
they're
this
just like,
kind of,
does
you know,
Flash
it-
Wolves
it-
have
it
like
does
10 people
relate
on their
exactly to
team?
what
Because
Jat
that's
was
what it
saying in
looked
terms of
like.
the closest. Obviously, nobody wanted SKT drawn
Guess
into
so.
their group in Pool 2.
Yeah, who knows what
Beyond
their support
SKT,
staff
we're
is
looking at
like.
3 teams that all
I
could
mean, they don't have
probably compete
stakes,
for
so I'm predicting
second
that they
seed out of the
tank.
group.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, that dude was a
the first
beast at
seeds,
Worlds.
Everybody wanted Flash Wolves as their
Didn't
first
Stake
seed.
get a
Maybe
the
pentakill?
softest first
Or
seed,
maybe I'm thinking of
SKT,
Balls.
the
Dude,
strongest
Balls
second seed.
Balls
So
got a
it
pentakill
kinda
at
evens
Worlds.
it out, right?
Yeah, he did.
No one
I
can
mean,
ever
this is
take
the
that
kind of
away from
group where if you're a team who's not maybe playing to make the final and
Unfucking
just playing to make it
Darius.
out of groups, it's perfect because SKT obviously.
Oh my
plays
god,
very
yeah, that was
number
so
one.
broken.
That
Then
literally,
C9,
that
IMA,
play
and
gave
Flash
me like
Wolves,
the biggest
all three
boner.
teams who can actually make it out of this group here, and problem is then you become a second seed and you got to face some of the top seeds.
Let's
in the
not forget
quarterfinals.
Flash
Because Balls
Wolves'
was
history
like,
against
Yeah,
people
they're
were
beating them before.
people were
That's exactly
shitting
right.
on
MSI
Balls
are
so
able to take
hard.
them down twice. It's saying that,
It's
you
like,
know, if
well,
you wanna
gets
get
a
out of groups and
pentakill
then not have to
on,
play
yeah,
SKT
probably one of
straight
the
away
most
as well,
broken
maybe you
champions
get
ever,
to the
but still.
semis off the back of this group.
Well, you're gonna get like Tigers or EDG most likely.
Yeah, so there's some good teams coming out here. The one thing I will say
Yeah.
is, like, this is the first time I ever saw a group and was like, maybe the seed #1 is actually like one of the weakest teams
I
in a
agree.
group. Like, that is so incredibly scary to say because IMA match up on paper so incredibly effective against these guys because they don't have the strong solo lanes like all the other teams in this group have. They in fact have like a really strong support and, you know, a very unpredictable
Wait, so
jungler.
who is,
So I think that IMA, while
who
not
is
being
on
a favorite in
IMA?
this, can
Amazing
potentially
Jay.
make waves.
Yeah, and I think
Oh my
Flash
God.
Wolves have
And,
a lot of issues
Athena
coming into this
is their
tournament
mid
here. A lot
laner
of
who
people
used to
obviously
play
remember MSI,
forever.
where they made top 4,
And then
they've
I have
always
no
shown they
their
were a
bot
good
lane
team. They maybe
is
beat
literally
SKT
like,
in
dude,
the
this
past
team
just
is
once.
literally like
But
the
right
bench
now,
of
we understand that lane
EDG.
meta.
Because
They have
like
80 carry
Athena
who's
used to be their
extremely
sub
weak
mid
in the laning
laner,
phase. They
Amazing
have a
Jay
top
was
laner
their
who's
sub
weak in the
top
laning
laner,
phase. It's all about
and
Casa
then
Mabel and then
their
Sword Art if he
jungle
gets
is like
onto the
I think
right
it's like
champions.
Fire Loli or
I
whatever,
think they're gonna
and then
struggle
their
a lot
AD
in the
is
early game,
Jin
and I
Zhao,
think a team
aka
like
B
IMA
Zhao,
can take advantage,
and then
especially
their I
C9,
don't even
who
know
has
who their
very
fucking
strong
support player
laners,
is.
can punish this.
But literally like
waiting to
4
talk
out of the
about it.
5
There we
people
go.
have
Because
played on
MMD has
EDG
definitely,
as subs.
You know, looked like he needs some room for improvement.
So
as
that's
well.
why I'm thinking like this
Impact,
team is
this looks like a
probably
pretty
not
good
getting out of
group for
groups.
Cloud9, honestly.
Like
If
I
you-
could
if
see
you
it,
take
I could
out
see it
SKT and
being
say, okay, they're
I could see it
probably
being
number
like
one,
Cloud9
I feel like
SKT
that
maybe,
Cloud9 actually
like
match
like
up
SKT
lane
seed
by
1,
lane pretty well against
C9
other
seed
teams.
Yeah, I
2.
completely agree. I mean, Amazing J last Worlds, like when he
But then
qualified,
again,
I
the
actually cried 'cause he
fuck
wants to
wolves like
redeem
popped
himself.
off
Worlds,
last
he was
year,
an
so I don't know.
outright liability on EDG. So Impact.
Yeah, you
is
can never be
probably
too
smarter
sure with the
coming into
fuck
this.
wolves.
Even Duke, as far as like top laners,
Because I think they have the same. Okay, so this is my problem. They have the same 4 people, but they got rid of
Well, I
Stake.
mean, if you consider that Smash.
So like their mid laner,
their
They're
support,
arguably worse.
but they still have NL. I think
I
I'm pretty sure they still have I think they still have fucking NL.
Yeah, that dude is awful.
So it's like okay, I don't know how good their top laner is, but like okay, so your ADC is not good, but your support mid and jungle are pretty good.
If we go back
So
to
it's
this
kind of like a
group,
toss-up.
Impact, you know, versus IMA, even if Road makes his trips up
Impact,
there, right? Which he's going
Impact,
to do. And even if
Impact.
Avoid
Dude,
Mist is
Impact
gonna be
versus
up
Duke,
there,
I think that's
one of
pretty
the most
hype.
impressive things about Impact's play
Yeah,
was his
should
ability
be.
to deal with
Like
multiple
literally,
players,
if
you know,
Stake
try
was
and
in
get away,
this, if
not give
Stake
up
was
these
still in
deaths where
Fuck Wolves,
top
this
laners
would
are
be like
receiving a lot
the
of pressure.
And now to
the
put a little
the
camper
top
on
lane
this
group
I wanna
right
take
here
a
because
look
you have
at
Amazing Jagan,
SKT reacting to
the
their
Darius
group drop.
God.
Pretty much all business.
Yeah,
for the
that
defending
guy.
champions here
Is
as,
this Ime? Oh no, this
you
is
know,
SKT.
being the 2 seed, still very confident, drawn into
Fuck, I hit the
Black
wrong
Wolves.
thing.
Dude, what the hell?
I mean, if you're looking
Look at
to
SKT.
repeat and
It's literally
win the whole thing, and you
5
don't really
people and
care
one of
what
them is their
group you're in,
coach.
I mean,
Where the
I
hell
guess
is
you
everyone
do a
else?
little bit for the road.
Yeah, where's their actual other players?
I recognized Faker, I recognized Coma, and I recognized
I mean, all that matters for SKT is
Bang
get
or
first place, so
Duke,
again, you
and then
dodge
like
all
I
the
think
first,
one of the other people was
seeds, you
Bangi.
know, in the quarterfinal, you don't
Dude,
get time,
yeah.
you don't get
Well, that's
Oh,
okay. Here's the
like
thing with
that's
SKT.
what
Like,
matters
are
for
they gonna
SKT.
run
You're
Bangi
going
or
for the final.
or
I think
Blank?
as
Because
long
I
as it
think both
doesn't
of them
matter
are
for this team. I
bad.
mean, even
I
if
don't think
they
either of
lost
them are a
coming
good
into
option
this
right
and they
now.
had a very shaky playoff
Yeah, they both
run,
suck,
just
actually.
Like
with
compared,
the
okay,
road.
so let's
That's what we see
compare,
time
let's
and time
compare and
again. So
contrast
that's who we're
SKT to
shooting to
last
get them at
year.
100 in the group stage.
SKT.
All right,
I think
prediction time.
Bangi
Sounds
last
like
year
this one
played
might be a
really
little bit
well,
more of a
and I
toss-up
think right
starting
now
to Despawn. Who's getting out of this
Bangi
group?
or
I
Blank is
think
gonna
that
play like
SKT
shit.
is a clear number 1, and I think that
And I think that
CLG.
I think that old SKT used to play around Marin, and now they play around Faker and Bang. So I think Duke is not really going to have a huge impact.
But I think that
Like I think Duke
the dark
versus
horse
Impact
this
is going to
group.
be a major thing actually.
I hate this group,
Come to
honestly.
the dark side.
Dude, I'm worried that
Because
like
I think
Impact
C9
won't keep
I
up
think
the
C9 is
form
super
for
exciting
Worlds,
team
but
to
we'll
watch.
see.
I think
Yeah,
they
I
have
hope
some
he does.
issues, especially mid to late game. They can get punished, but I don't think it's flat
If
souls
all
and
right, so
IMA
if
who will
C9
punish that
looks as
specifically.
good
I
as
think
they
actually
did
C9
and
will win the early
SKT
game
looks as
in
bad
this
as
game
they
state, which
did,
is so
I could
important.
see
So
it
I'm
being
gonna have to
like
go C9 as
C9
well,
fuck
but
wolves
I
get out
think
of
it's gonna be
groups.
extremely close, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Dude,
if
I feel like there's
Because
no
I
way
feel like
Fuck Wolves gets
any
out
of these
groups.
games, but it's like any of these teams could take games off of anyone. I feel like
And Cloud9 number 2, but it's not just
like all of these
having a lot
teams
of
are like a
time with
7 out of
Cloud9,
10 to
right?
me.
It's because they
But no one's
Yeah.
a
specifically
10
match
and no
up
one's a
very well, I
4
think,
or a
versus
5.
the
You know what I mean?
Black
Like
Wolves and IMA.
So in agreement here, although
maybe
we
IMA
recognize
is
that this
like
gonna be a close
slightly
group, and
worse,
really
but
anything might be
I
able
mean
to
they did
happen.
do
Well,
well in
that's our
China,
thoughts
so
on
I
Group
don't
B.
know.
Time to send it one again back over to Freaking
It's a
Jack.
toss-up.
Get you guys up to speed
It's a
on what you were
toss-up.
saying about Group C.
Thanks very much,
Oh,
Dash.
Group
I don't know.
C.
We have
Who's in
3
Group C?
analysts.
Same predictions.
We could just have Kobe.
Yeah,
you know.
say the whole thing over. NA, you know, they're going to beat the.
Jack, can you say that too?
I'll say SKT and Flash Wolves.
Oh, there we go. We got some divergence
different.
here
Yeah.
on the desk. This is great. And on the stage, whatever. Let's bring up your tweets. And as we do that, though, let's take a look at the teams in Group C to refresh everyone on which teams we are talking about. Of
Okay,
course,
this
Edward
one-
Gaming
this
from the
one's
Chinese
gotta be-
LPL as the Pool 1 team, AHQ Esports.
This one's got to
Has
be
to be the
EDG.
first two.
EDG wins this
LCS,
group.
INTZ representing Brazil.
HQ
and we
second.
have the wild card.
It's literally all right. It's
Yeah,
left
we
to right
saw the
again. I
reaction
think.
From INTZ when they got drawn into this.
Group
They're
C
pretty
is
happy
the
about it.
group of
EDG is
life.
a powerhouse, and I think that the other teams maybe they'd have a chance of doing making a little bit of noise. Group C is the group of life.
What the
Wow.
fuck?
Yeah. And that's
Group
generally
C
kind
is
of what we
literally
do is when we see those
EDG
teams
like
Johnny?
shitting on
I think much
everyone.
like
How's that?
we had
People don't
with
understand what the group of
Pain
death and the group of life are.
last year at Worlds in Group A,
this is one of the better chances for a wildcard team to make it out of groups.
Dude, I feel like I don't know. I feel like people are sleeping on Taiwan hardcore. I think Taiwan could be pretty fucking good.
Next up here, Keynote says at Loot Sports #World Group C probably has the highest.
They're just in like both Taiwanese teams are in like pretty strong
groups. Epic one to watch. Definitely agree.
Yeah, technically,
although
this
group is
exactly
not as good as B.
I suppose.
As far as H2K is concerned, right? Like I have them.
Like I don't think H2K is good. I think H2K is gonna fuck up.
Make it out of this group. I'm not gonna say it's like my prediction.
They're just like not a cohesive unit.
Yeah.
And we had the
like
say that G2 is favored back in their group as well. So we're looking at
if they can't even shit on, like they can't even shit on.
And then finally here at the bottom here, LOL T-Loses group
like they're worse than Splice. Think about that. Like they're probably worse, even though they have second seed. They're probably worse than Splice are.
Back a couple years, like even though
and I don't think Splice is like super great. Splice to me, Splice is like the super friends. Like none of them are like fantastic, but they all work well together. And H2K is worse than that. So I think H2K is fucked. Like I think I don't know how good AHQ is, but if they're anywhere near like as good as they were last year, then they'll beat
here,
H2K.
as we mentioned, EDG, one of the favorites of this group, and looking like they would have been very happy with the draw that they got in having AHQ, H2K, and INTZ. Of course, then I don't really know what's happening between those bottom three teams. Do you guys have any ideas?
EDG's wrapped. They went through undefeated group stages, and they're undefeated in playoffs. They're going to be undefeated in this as well. Like, they're so much stronger than the teams in this group. When I look at it, AHQ and H2K, I actually do not have any idea how these two teams are going to play up against each other. Because
That's true.
H2K for me are so
I think H2K's bot lane. I think Forgiven could shit on H. Wait, no, HQ has on. Never mind. I'm thinking of Flash Wolves. Never mind. I was thinking of Forgiven against NL, and I was like, he will shit on that guy. But actually, On is pretty good.
Westdoor's champion pool completely changed.
Wait, have they even like figured out like if it's Forgiven or Freeze?
Oh, if it's Freeze, then they're done.
Come into this tournament, so I think HQ can.
I'm assuming it's Forgiven, and I still think H2K or AHQ is going to be better than them.
H2K and what they do well is a lot, about Jankos as a jungler in the early game, who is the strongest member on H2K against actually the weakest.
Dude, but this season is like the miracle season for people getting to Worlds. Like fucking Jankos is at Worlds, Forgiven is at Worlds, Vander's at Worlds. It's like the Make-A-Wish season for getting into Worlds.
But I don't think that's game changing. So I think these guys is like 50-50 between H2K and AHQ, and INTC, they're trying to play spoiler here.
I definitely agree. I think that this
they're trying to. They're trying. They're trying to spoil, but they're realistically probably not going to win any games. Dude, all right, I'm going to throw down a pretty big prediction right now. I think both wildcard teams don't win a single game in Worlds. I think they go 0. I think both of them go 0-6.
Because that's one of their main practice partners.
Dude, I think you're right.
When you face H2K, you must feel pretty good still of your chances of getting out. H2K's biggest problem,
there's no Dumble Doge and there's no BRTT to save them.
Throughout the year, a lot of things have been Visa.
I just feel like we would have heard more about like Brazil if they were
right. Like
good.
when it was Worlds, it was like, oh my god. Like last year, it was like, oh my god, BRTT. Like he's actually pretty good. He's like the savior. Like I thought. Like and they did well. Didn't they tie CLG for third or something? And no, they did come in third. They beat CLG. Like I think Pain Gaming is like the first legitimate wildcard team to be at Worlds, and that's just not going to happen again. Probably for a while.
Here it is, a little bit of laughter and cheers for the LPL squad.
And the reason I think they're so relieved about this
is
Cloud9 play a very similar game with EDG, so it would very much be whoever gets that advantage and can transition into these 5v5, very strong team fighting
right back.
I think that on paper, even Impact as well as Bjergsen would give the solo laners from EDG a lot of trouble at the early stages of the game. So, Bjergsen, Jensen. No, Dane.
Dane, and now
I looked at it for it. Yeah, I think that they line up very well versus Scout and Mouse. So, like, as far as this goes, I think that, that's a good bullet to dodge if you are the EDG lineup.
I mean, like you said, Cloud9 being the third seed makes them probably the scariest there, and everybody kind of wants to dodge that, right?
Yeah. And they did. That's the thing about this group. They have INTC. It's about HK and HQ, honestly.
Prediction time. Fischio, we're starting with you.
EDG first, and I mean, I could go EU biased and just say like, yeah, HK is gonna make it out, but I actually believe HQ will get their stuff together, and I think HQ will get like one win more than H2K and make it out of this group.
So it's going to be a tight race for that second
Super
seed.
tight, super
but
tight.
the edge goes to HQ. Spawn, what are you thinking?
I think EDG make it out, and I'm actually the opposite. I think that the early game really will get rolling from the jungle position, and that this is going to be a very big snowball. I think head-to-head will come into it somewhere, and I think that right now H2K is better in a head-to-head matchup on Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, this one is very difficult. Obviously, number
It's all
one,
about the boot camp.
EDG. I know, right? It's so hard predicting this far in the future because so much changes.
Wait, so
Top
when
top
did
five,
the
top five. What are you saying?
when did the group stages start?
I'm slightly leaning
Good question.
Spawn's analysis here because I really do like the early game, especially against AHQ.
I have no
I've
idea.
never really been
Hopefully
impressed with
hopefully
their
soon so I can
control of the meta and the late
Get the
game.
viewing party.
I
Oh, dude,
think
is
that
Worlds
it's
gonna
gonna
be
get
on when I visit? Because then we can watch it with the
All right, so a little bit
dogs.
of a split decision here in
Maybe.
Group C. You curious to know what you guys
When I'm
think
not
about
at
now.
Pheasant.
Time to throw it back to Freakin' Jat one last time to get your thoughts on our final group.
Thanks
All
very
right,
much,
Group
Josh.
D
Jack,
is
you finally
pretty
got
is
some
Group
differences.
Dunzo.
Refreshing.
Thanks to Fishio for
I think
sandbagging
Group
your
D
own
is the
team.
easiest group to predict.
Yeah,
That's really good.
he's the one who's managed to stand up to what's wrong with the world and say, no, Europe will fail at Worlds. Now let's go ahead and talk about, I don't know. Let's go ahead and talk
Dude,
about
Europe
some
will,
Twitter
dude,
questions
literally
and also
Europe
bring
will
up
fail
our
at
Group
Worlds,
D
I think.
teams. TSM,
Oh, wait, no,
the number
G2
one
will get
squad in
out.
North
G2 will get
America,
out.
coming and representing the Pool 1 squad. Royal Never Give Up, who is recently at the Midseason Invitational, representing the Chinese LPL. Samsung Galaxy.
Dude,
back
that's
to
sad,
Worlds
though.
here from
Like,
South Korea, and Splice
The
from
West
Europe
might
going
only have
into
two teams
a
get out of
tough group,
groups, which I guess is
I don't
kind of
care
what
if we
happened
overuse
last
the
year.
word, but this is a spicy group, right?
Yeah, it
here.
is.
Like, as far as the things that TSM didn't want to get drawn in.
Wait, which two do you think are going to get out
D
of
is
group?
not the death
SKT
group. People
would've
don't
been the
understand what the
worst case
fucking
team, but we
death
got
group
the
is.
second worst there, and
Yeah.
still
God
got a
damn it.
Chinese and a Korean team in there. So like,
It's literally
it's going to be tough for
the
those guys. and then
it's
Splice
like
has
the
an
clean.
opponent
This is
that's
the
so
clean
super
cut. Ooh,
exciting.
double it
Yeah,
versus
it's a
Uzi.
spicy group, absolutely. So let's see what you guys had to say about this one. Karage, I hope I said that right. Group D is the dev group.
I think it's
Again,
pronounced
hashtag
carriage.
Worlds. Totally agree, and once again, it
Agree.
involves TSM.
Agree. You insulted the Twitter analyst before. This is good analysis.
Batting
No.
at 1,000 so far on
It's not
Twitter.
the death
Next up,
group. Are you
JD's
fucking kidding me?
Outlaw Sports. Is it reasonable to say that TSM may be the strongest team in Group D next to Royal Never Give
No.
Up? I think it is
No, they're
reasonable.
not.
It is reasonable. The number one seed in the group is TSM. A lot of people have them power ranked very high in this, but like the expectations are high, and with that comes pressure. And it's not like they're fighting.
I mean,
against
I
Slice
could
and
see how it's
they're
the death
incredibly
group, but I
strong
just think
teams,
that
so they can
Splice
very
and
easily,
Samsung
as
are
well as
like
they can get
not
first, they can get third.
not
Yeah, it's
contenders.
tough for TSM if you really are a top 4 team.
Yeah,
Prove me
I
wrong.
100% agree
Prove
with
me
that.
wrong,
From
Samsung and
another
Splice.
group
Prove me
and
fucking
make
wrong.
it
I would love to
yourself.
see you beat.
Literally, ambition jungle. Like,
Okay,
Just
okay,
think
so
about that.
Samsung and
Yeah.
Splice,
I
they're
had-
this
for
they're
some
they're
reason,
the
I
same
wasn't thinking
thing
about that.
where
That's awesome
they
that
have
Samsung
5
got it in
players
the bottom lane.
where they work very well
Not to mention he's
cohesively,
gonna
but
get to
none of
against
them are
poor
like
JJ
star
support.
players.
That's another
And I
super
think
hype
that
match.
just
Wonderful.
like I think that kind of fucks
There
you.
you go. Bring back the North
Like if you're a
American
mid laner on
down
that team and
in,
you're playing against
Yeah,
Bjergsen,
I agree.
or
So,
if you're
Twitter,
playing against
wonderful.
like
3-0
Uzi
in
and
these
Mata,
groups.
it's
All of you
like,
are
all right,
incredibly
well,
smart.
good night.
Job. Tweet like these guys. Learn from them. Wonderful stuff. Chat, thank you very much. Dash, take it away.
Alrighty, so there's our Group D. As was mentioned, the group of death here this time around. But I want to hit that second tweet. Is TSM
trying to
the
hit that-
strongest
hit
team
that
next
blunt,
to
though.
RNG? I think most people would contest that they just are the strongest team in that group.
I think a lot of people kind of undervalue Samsung because they weren't supposed to be here technically. The KT was supposed to go, obviously. as
Well,
the
they
third
weren't
best
supposed
Korean
to be
team.
here.
I think Samsung.
Like
will
imagine
much
if
better than Gauntlet, and I think coming
imagine
into
if
this, with
imagine
the
if this was
preparation
KT
with local Korean
Rolster in this
teams,
group.
like to do how
Okay, this
serious
would
they
be
take this,
this
you
would
know,
be
how
the death group if it
fully
was
tryhard
KT
it is for someone
Rolster,
like Samsung
not
to show they are,
not
you
Samsung.
know, deserved of the spot here. I actually think Samsung can challenge TSM.
What even happened in like the
And I
KT
think
Samsung
RNG
series?
is the one who
I have
Was it
no
like a
idea.
3-2?
slightly down on my list.
I think it was a 3-2.
Interesting.
TSM should
That's
be the
the
best
tilter.
team in this group. I mean,
Hey, did you know this team was world champions in season 4?
TSM on paper, I think, match up like.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Very young players to international influence,
Well, holy
as
shit!
well as fire
It's
club,
Samsung
but
White.
I
They're
have,
back.
Like faith in TSM to make it out of this. Who I don't
you
have faith
fucking
in
kidding
is
me?
RNG. They are a completely
So
different
troll.
beast from MSI. So I'm putting the disclaimer. I'm not doing
You
full
guys
Oh my
are
God.
self-killing your own region here.
No, but
We're honest, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at MSI,
I actually
RNG
want
had
some
like
more
a
clarity on your
dumb
Samsung
fuck
point. Were you
ADC
saying
too.
that you think Samsung are the strongest in this
No,
group? Like,
I said they can challenge
Okay,
TSM for the
Because
#1 spot, and they move RNG down.
Samsung does
Oh
have
my
a lot
God.
of passion, and I love all of the stories about this team. You know, all of the role swaps and everybody, you know, Ambition finally getting there and all of that. But yeah, I do think that TSM are the strongest group. looking at how much practice and the infrastructure that they've invested in this year for TSM is incredible. They actually practice 6 days a week. You know, they have psychologists on payroll, and all of this, I think, contributes so much to you know, dealing with that, like we talked about, the 3 patch changes and the different world metas. So I do have a lot of confidence in them.
Here's the big thing. I want TSM to do well. I think every single Western fan should want TSM to do well. Just
Nope,
like Fnatic
not this
does,
one.
because
Hi,
you need some of
Deficio.
these
I'm a Western
flagship
fan. I do not want
organizations
TSM to
kinda
do
lead
well.
the way and show, hey,
Sincerely,
guys,
Tempest
we
Wing
can challenge for
49.
top 4 because we've done all these things correct during the split or during the year, and it's super important then that
Actually, I'm gonna be real fucking no.
All
Alright, I don't care about any of these Western teams except Cloud9. Now that I think about it.
Super exciting.
So maybe I'm not a
RNG is
Western
that
fan.
wild
Maybe
card,
I'm just
Splice,
a.
they're here to learn, basically.
I was going to say, let's
I don't even
talk
know
about
what
the
kind of
other
fan I
Western
am,
team, 'cause
but
we haven't hit them yet. Splice, I mean, do you even consider them capable of getting out of this group, considering that you have TSM, RNG, and Samsung right above them?
I mean, obviously the lowest chance for sure.
Okay.
Very new team, very young
Yeah,
players
she's probably
coming
right.
in from basically relegation to Worlds now. So I think if you are Splice, obviously you're going to go in here and you're going to try your best, but honestly, you're here to learn as much as possible, and hopefully the lineup stays together for next year.
You're here to
I can see
work.
them take a game or two.
You're here
but I
to
don't think
learn.
they're gonna make it out.
Crashy needs to go in.
Don't think that's how that works.
To me, that's code
They might
for
just
here to
Up
get
against
shit
some of
on.
the junglers in this group.
Yeah.
You know, MLXG, Sven's been playing very well. Sven Skeren, sorry, has been
Dude,
playing very well.
MLXG is a
I'll say the
He's
full
also
name.
dirty
Yeah,
dude.
He's also very good. You know, Ambition has had very big high peaks and some low troughs.
Ambition
in my
at the peak of
opinion.
his career.
I think that this is one of
His
the,
jungle.
like, this is a role-dependent thing for me for Splice.
This
If certain
guy.
members can play well, they'll get to the later stages of the game. They'll be able to set up their 1-3-1, their heavy macro play, and then maybe
You bet they
do
banned
pull apart
Gragas,
someone
which
like
I
RNG,
believe is
who
his
struggle
signature,
in
or
that
not
area.
banned.
Yeah,
They
if
nerfed
RNG does
Gragas,
not
which I
snowball
believe is
early
Ambition's
against
signature
all
champion.
3 teams in this
So.
group, they're gonna struggle so much in mid to late game. They're
Dude,
very close
yeah,
setting
okay.
up
So
multiple
speaking of
lanes,
so
setting up
speaking of
dragons and
junglers,
barracks,
I
and
think the jungle
they-
pool is
they
gonna be completely
basically
different
win
now
games by going
because
all in aggression.
Gragas
And
is
to
is
provide
like
clarity,
not
our
nearly
thing
as good
about
as he used to
MSI was
be.
that there was
So that's
a
gonna fuck
one-man
some
unit
people
behind
up.
Marta that
Like
had
there's
no
some I bet you
indecision,
there's some
and the reason we-
motherfuckers
I
in this
personally think that has
in this
changed is
group
now that they
or in
look
this
very on
worlds
different rages
out of
and
the
different
16
wavelengths.
teams
MLXG
who
is not playing
fucking
the same Xiao, who is definitely a lesser
spam
man.
Gragas,
Kobe,
and
so
now
I
they
think so
can't.
much.
I love
Or he's
MLXG
just
is one
worse.
of my favorite players of all time, actually, just because of his willingness to take risks.
Yep.
His tolerance for risk is among the highest
Oh,
I've
yeah,
ever
all
seen
about
for
that high
any jungler.
tolerance.
You know, he'll start just one camp, go gank multiple times off of just one. Anyways, that's one of the things about RNG that has disappointed me the most coming off of MSI is actually how Uzi has changed this team, and I feel like a lot of the changes are due
What
to him.
the
And the fact
fuck
that
are you
Lupa
talking
and
about?
Uzi are on opposite sides of the map, in my opinion, hurts his team the most. Lupa was their
Dude,
best player
Uzi
in
replaced
MSI.
a little
He was-
dumb
the
shit.
game they won against SKT, he
Doesn't matter how
absolutely
good he
crushed
is.
Juke in the laning phase, and the fact that he's not near Uzi means that he just gets zero jungle pressure. He gets less gold than Mako across games. That's a top laner versus a support. It's just really hard for this team.
Well, it seems fitting that we've hit this group probably the longest out of all the groups because it seems the most uncertain. So prediction time, one last time. Kobe, I'm going to start with you, putting you on the spot. The two that are
Let's
making
get it.
this
TSM.
close.
I'm
TSM.
gonna go with TSM for number 1. Number 2. I want to see Ambition have some success after finally
No.
making it to Worlds.
What
I
the
don't
fuck
want
are
them
you
to finally
talking
make it to
about?
Worlds and they get kicked out of group.
Pressure.
So I'm gonna go Samsung.
Is that a sympathy vote?
What?
Apparently it is.
I
What?
know, but
We're honest over here, and we just say what we believe.
yeah.
Like I say, TSM gets.
So what he's
first,
saying
I
is that
think Samsung,
Biofrost
led
is
by
better than
Crown,
Mata.
who is one of the
That's
absolute
what he's
best mid
saying.
laners in Korea. Will get
Sounds about
second
right.
place and be able to.
Oh, you
beat
say what you
RNG.
believe, which is exactly the same.
No, you like sympathy
He
vote.
said it with conviction.
Yeah, you're
What
like,
the hell?
Maybe,
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure.
It's a thing. All right. Spawn, what's it going to be?
Go Splice.
I think that TSM
Ghost
are
Bugs.
like heavy favorites in this group, and then I think that see, you pointed to. I'm going to point to the top laner actually of Samsung. I think that Kuve is going to get some help out of Ambition and like absolutely run it like all over the RNG.
Yeah,
and I
okay.
think that RNG
All
might
right.
actually lose to Splash as well.
I think
So
Kuve
I'm
is
going
probably
with,
the worst
TSM.
top laner. Actually,
I just love that the has to
nah, he's
reach
probably not
for
the worst.
other analysts to get behind EU now. He can't even
Actually,
do it
dude, I feel like
himself.
this
Please
group
get
has
behind
pretty
him.
good
I
top
can't wait
laners
for
across the
SK to get
board.
out of group C, and I just look really stupid.
Hunters.
They're all gonna flame.
Hunters,
I
Looper,
don't mind that.
Wonder,
Sorry, you
and
gotta put yourself on
Kuve.
board and
Like
make
none of
these
them
predictions.
suck.
All right,
I
well,
don't
now that
think.
you've heard what our experts
None of them are
have
like
said,
amazing. Like
you can
I
test
think
your knowledge
Wonder
against
is
theirs
is
over at
like the
Dude,
best.
Wonder, I don't know about that guy.
Right now.
I thought he was
Only
supposed to. I thought he was
one
like
person
one of
made
the
it
best.
through
I thought he
Worlds
was like
with
the
predictions, and I'm hoping
MVP
we
top
can do better
laner of
this year.
Europe.
So if you needed any more incentive
That's what
to
people
prove
were
these
saying,
guys
but like,
wrong,
dude,
the winner
in his
for the
previous
first and
season, he was
all
like
their predictions
awful.
correctly will
I don't
receive
believe that he's
every
like
single ultimate
suddenly become like this amazing player. I don't know.
I mean, I entirely expect Splice to get shit on.
Take a look back at some of the most iconic moments in World's history. Will debut September
But
27th.
we'll see.
Then primetime league will
All right,
return on
Worlds
the 28th
debuts
of
September
September
27th.
at
Okay, that's
5
not what
p.m.
I'm
coming
visiting.
to you
Rip.
from San Francisco. Now that all leads up to the World Championship, which kicks off with the group stage in San Francisco on the 29th of September at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Tickets are still available for group stages, so if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, you can head over to lolesports.com and purchase them now. Now, if you want to see more group stage analysis, head over to facebook.com/lolesports, where our analysts will be hanging out rather after the show to answer some of your questions directly from Facebook Live in about 5 minutes. That's going to do it for the 2016 World
No,
Draw Show. I want
fuck.
to give a special thanks to all of our guests who appeared on the show, and for myself, the casters, and the entire live broadcast team. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in San Francisco.
2,
I'm gonna put
3,
Ari.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, I think that wraps up our broadcast.
Dude, I'm still curious though to see G2 versus CLG. I just want to see if CLG doesn't actually suck.
Yeah, the more I think about that, the more it could go up either way. All right, I'm terminating the stream, but I think